fellow Rotarians, guests, family, it is such a great pleasure today to welcome our Rotary International President-elect Shekhar to join us in District 7030 and in District 7020. Harish is here and maybe some others, and it is wonderful to have you all with us. Today we're going to be talking about basic education and literacy, but I cannot allow it to pass that we must mention Rotary's tremendous achievement in Africa, where we've been able to declare Africa free of the wild polio virus. What an amazing achievement. And yes, I think we should all take a pat on the back for that. Nelson Mandela said that education is the most powerful tool or weapon which you can use to change the world. And if you saw the videos that preceded this, you will know that Rotary is making a huge difference in the area of basic education and literacy, but none more so than in the continent of India, where I believe that our efforts with regard to the bringing of basic education and literacy are second to none in that continent. Therefore, it is such a special day for us to have Rotary International President-elect Shekhar with us. So friends, family, I don't want to drag this on, so we really want to hear from the man himself. I'm going to hand it back to our dynamic PD, not past this, District Governor-elect Sonia.
Thank you, Lyle. Thank you, District Governor Lyle. So, family, you can imagine that President-elect Shekhar's bio is quite long. So I took the liberty, with his permission, of picking out some salient points for him so that we can actually get to the meat of the matter. So President-elect Shekhar is only the 4th Indian in 115 years to be nominated as the President of Rotary International for the year 2021 to 2022. He was born in Kolkata, India, and is a chartered accountant, cost accountant, and company secretary. He heads the Skyline Group, engaged in real estate development in different parts of India, including the largest group housing in the state of Rajasthan. He is a serving trustee of the Shelter Box UK and Operation Eyesight India, a Canadian-based organization. Shekhar joined Rotary in 1985 and has been a chairman of the Strategic Planning Committee of Rotary International, Rotary India Literacy Mission, the Rotary Foundation India, Rotary India Centennial Celebrations, and Rotary India Humanity Foundation. Keenly dedicated to service, Shekhar has led many major service initiatives in India. He's a motivational speaker. He has spoken at hundreds of events nationally and internationally, and he's used these skills to help raise millions of dollars for the foundation. Shekhar is the recipient of the highest awards of Rotary International and the Rotary Foundation: the Service Above Self Award, the Meritorious Service Award, and the Distinguished Service Award. Shekhar is married to Rashi, who is a social worker and is a stage artist, having performed in socially relevant plays across India. His guiding mantra in life is, service is the rent that we pay for the space we occupy on this earth. Fellow Rotarians, members of the district, locally, regionally, and internationally, please welcome President-elect Shekhar Mehta. President-elect, I am going to share my screen and give you the remote because the slides you presented were translated for our French participants this morning.
I have them and I can share them and do the needful.
In French? Lovely.
Yeah.
Marvelous. Thank you. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Absolutely a pleasure to be with all of you. With some I've met earlier, with some I'm meeting for the first time, and that's the best part. You meet again and again, friends you know, and next time you meet people and make friends again. So if everybody just puts their video on, I'll be able to make friends. Otherwise, I'll only make friends with the names.
I agree.
Good to see you, District Governor Lyle, Sonia, Governor-elect, and the omnipresent Harish. So Harish is a very special person. He is going to be the trainer of all trainers at the International Assembly to be held at Orlando. So he's a very important part of my team. If the next year's governors do well, then you can give me the credit for selecting the good trainer. If they don't do well, then you know the trainer has done a bad job, okay? I'm just kidding. So I see David Edwards and I also see Hugh. Good to see so many of you here. And before I move, I just want to know one or two things so that my talk becomes even more relevant. I do know the Caribbean is part of the district. So I looked up the literacy rates there are pretty high, 96% and upwards. Is that the case in all islands or only in Barbados, etc.? Can someone tell me, is the literacy rate all very good in that area? Then my talk is going to be different.
Yes, no, definitely. Our literacy rate, President-elect, is pretty high.
Okay. Okay, so then what I'm going to share with you is, like District Governor Lel said, that you had wanted to know about the literacy program that we are doing in India, and that's how that's what I'm going to discuss with you, tell you what we have done and what we are trying to reach and how it is replicable in different parts of the world. Of course, you will not need to replicate it in your area because if you already have attained total literacy or nearly total literacy, then you don't need to achieve the same. But you could do it in Africa for some of the countries where the literacy rate is really bad. Maybe you could start doing some global grants there. And we will also be very happy to partner with you to do a global grant in Africa. So let's. So friends, polio having got eradicated from India in the year 2011, that was the last case that we had in India. Naturally, a big moment for us. By 2014, we were declared as polio free. And I'm so happy to see, I understand what the joy is to see that a country and a region altogether becomes altogether totally literate. Sorry. So, friends, the joy of getting India totally polio free was outstanding, absolutely. And the same is the joy now when we find that Africa region has been declared after Nigeria became polio free. It is indeed a matter of great pride for all of us. And now we are just left with the last bastion. 2 more countries and we are done with only the second vaccine preventable disease ever to be eradicated. And it's a big deal. To me, I always say, I get goosebumps when I have polio eradication. What an amazing job. 45 years, we've stuck to one major goal, one corporate goal, and look, we're this close to it. We truly are just this close. So when in India we had the last, and it so happened that the last case was in my own backyard, in my city. Then by the year 2012-13, we started thinking, what else can we start doing? Yes, our minds are still on polio. We want to focus there. We are making contributions to polio eradication. In India, we are doing still the routine immunizations, and we still have to do the immunization days also. But Rotary clubs also had to do something else. And then we came up with a plan that let us work towards total literacy. Because we thought all
Have we lost him? It looks so to me. I'm thinking he's going to try and sign back in. I noticed that his bandwidth was very low. Maybe he should move to Barbados. He can work here for the next year. Marvelous.
let the pandemic go and I'll move over to Barbados.
Yes.
Great cricketers from there. It'll be good to meet all of them.
We'll make sure of that.
So I forgot, actually, I used the hotspot and I forgot to link on to my main line of internet. So friends, we decided total literacy in India is the program that we'll take up. And it so happened that the job came up to me that I had to chair the program for all of India. I had no clue what we had to do. So we spent about 9 months only trying to understand what needs to be done after all in a large country like India. And then I realized what we had got into. We had bit far more than what we could chew. In polio, we knew there was a vaccine and we knew that we had to give it to children below the age of 5. For literacy, there was no vaccine. And if there was a vaccine, if at all, in India, the vaccine changed every 200 kilometers because in India, every 200 kilometers, the language changes. Forget the dialect. The state, which is southern state of my state, I do not know the language there. What is on my east, I do not know the language there. What is on my north, I do not know that language. West, yes, I know that language. And that's for most part of our country. So it was a tough task, but fortunately, it seems we hit the bullseye when we started a program we designed something called the TEACH program. And that's what I'm going to share with you. The TEACH program was an acronym for a holistic program for total literacy and quality education. Can you see the presentation? Okay, just a moment. Yeah, so friends, we formed something called the Rotary India Literacy Mission, and under that, we started the program called TEACH. T is for teacher training, E as for e-learning, A for adult literacy, C for child development, and H for happy schools. So it was a holistic program where we were taking care of the teacher, the child, and the school itself. This is what the literacy scenario in India is. Below 74% is all the red area. And from 74% to 90% is the yellow area. And we have one area which is above 90%, and that's only the tip, at the southern tip, if you see. So we realized that this was a very important thing that we wanted to do. And so we started this program called, as I mentioned to you, TEACH. The TEACH model was started, a holistic program. And I'll just share with you, we started in 2014, and where are we today? So in teacher training, we have been able to give training to 150,000 teachers over so many years. And these teachers are trained in different aspects of non-curricula. So what they would normally have studied for getting, having passed the examination for a teacher, this is what we taught them was even beyond that. So training of teachers was one part of teacher support, and the other was recognition of the outstanding teachers. I felt that and I strongly feel in any country, the teachers should be the most highest paid and most respected people. If I'm a chartered accountant, some of you is an engineer or a doctor, I think we owe a huge lot of that to our teachers. They are the people who shaped our future, and we all together, all of us put together, shape the future of our nation, each nation. So we called it the Nation Builder Award. We have a very elaborate system where we interview the children, and all the data is put up online. Children from each school decide who the outstanding teacher from their school is, and these awards are being given. And these awards have been given to thousands of teachers. So this is a teacher training program going in another part of India. Here is another teacher training program going on. And we have some partners across India, even outside there. So Macmillan, Learning Links, etc. These are the various partners, and I'll come to that, how the partnerships have played a very major role in the success of this literacy program. So Nation Builder Awards were given to teachers who were outstanding, and actually we also wanted to know who were at the bottom of the pyramid as far as the teachers in each school were concerned. We couldn't go to a school and say, tell us who is not doing well. That's not the right, that we thought was not the right way to do it. So if we found out who were the best, we would also find who were not so good. And the not so good would be discreetly the people we would want to include in our teacher training program. So that was the idea. This has become a hugely successful now. The different parts, different states in our country are wanting to join with Rotary to give a joint award as far as the Nation Builder Award is concerned. So Rotary clubs across India, what we did was we developed the program, gave training to the people, and then let them have this menu of TDACH. Any club could take up any project and do it across India. Of the 4,000 clubs that we have in India, more than 3,500 clubs participate in the literacy projects. Then came e-learning, and this was the engine of the entire program. Our slogan was total literacy and quality education. Literacy took care of the basic literacy, but as we moved and we wanted to make it holistic, they said, why don't you look at education part of it also? But we limited it to basic, up to class 10, we took care of trying to improve the quality of their education, and that's where e-learning came in. E-learning, as you can see in the picture at the back, and again I'll show you another picture, sorry, this one. As you can see, this is audiovisual medium in the schools. So these government schools are not, the teachers in the rural area in India are not as good as the teachers would be in the private schools in the urban areas. But we thought, what's the fault of this rural child? I mean, why should he or she, a girl there, they should not get the best possible education? So we brought up this, we created some world-class audiovisual content. Rotary got it curated, and then the same content was given. We put the hardware as well as the software in 16,000 schools already. And the idea was that in next 5.5 years, we will reach out to every state, 25 states in India. But you know, necessity at times becomes the mother of invention. The pandemic gave us tremendous opportunity of suddenly being able to do what we wanted to do in 5 years. Friends, we have been able to do in just 8 weeks. The government, the Prime Minister of India one day was mentioning on the television that they are going to come up with 12 channels, class 1 to 12, one channel on television for one class, so that children, while they are sitting at home during the pandemic and they are unable to get to teachers, they wanted some audiovisual content to be uploaded on these television channels. The government did not have this audiovisual material ready so quickly. I immediately got in touch with the Prime Minister's office, and they got us to the Education Ministry, and lo and behold, starting October, 100 million children will on a daily basis from class 1 to 12 study on television material that has been provided by Rotary India Literacy Mission. Every chapter there is being done for 100 million children. That is because it's only in English and the vernacular, the Indian language, Hindi. In next 3 months, we will translate into 13 other languages which are spoken in India, and then we will be able to reach out to 250 million children. So this is going to get inaugurated on 2nd October, which is the birthday of Gandhi in India. So it's a big day, the father of the nation, the birthday. So that's the day it's going to be launched by the government of India. So we take great pride, and this is what the partnership is, partnership with government. And this is how, if you see on the right hand side, this is how the first screen will show: digital classroom by Rotary India Literacy Mission, grade 4 English, Alice in Wonderland, chapter 4 Marigold. And then on the left, you see the teacher doing the audiovisual class. So before every video, million children every day, multiple times on the day, will read the word of Rotary there. I think it's a huge opportunity for people to know about the work that Rotary does. We will be in every home. The next was, I've told you, teacher support, e-learning, and now comes adult literacy. So while that was the engine driver over a period of time, as I delved more into the literacy part, as I understood more, meeting with different organizations, understanding what the problems were, looking into the data of India's literacy rates, I realized India has 33% of the adult illiterates in the world. 270 million adult illiterate we have, and 1.35 billion is our population. So 20% of that is actually adult illiterate. Unless these people become literate, our country cannot reach the same place where your countries are, at 96%. Because 20% add to the current rate of 74%, only then will we be 94. And over the last, from the last census, probably we'll grow by 5-6%. So hopefully we'll be at 95-96%. We realized this and we wanted to work on it, and we found a unique way of addressing this. What a Herculean task it is. 270 million people to be made literate in the 5.5 years. The government has not been able to do in the 73 years of our independence. But Rotary in India has taken up this challenge. We will do it. Day before yesterday was the World International Literacy Day. We had the education minister for the Rotary's event. Sorry, it was on the 8th, but the minister came day before yesterday on the 10th. He attended an event that I went to Rotary. And we have reconfirmed to them that you take care of 50% of these adult illiterates to be made literate in the next 5 years. And Rotary, along with its partners, will be able to take care of the balance, which means about 11 to 12, 110 to 120 million people will be made literate by Rotary over the next 5 years' time. And what is the format we're going to use? You'll be amazed. This is the format. So here it's not this elderly lady who's teaching the child, it is the child who is teaching the elderly lady, who's an adult illiterate. In India, while we have 270 million adult illiterates, we have 330 million children in the education system. Theoretically, it should take them just 1 year to make all adults literate. But we know it will not be possible that way. So we will not only reach out to children, we will reach out to other organizations who have membership like ours. For example, more than 1 million. So any organization which is more than 1 million, we have partnered with 8 of them, and together we are going to ensure that these volunteers and these children teach the adult to make India totally literate. If this happens, and I'm sure, I'm committed, come what may, we will do it. Friends, this will be one of the golden chapters to be written as far as literacy in India is concerned. Here's another schoolgirl who's trying to teach an adult lady. And the book that she is teaching from is a book that we've developed. Rotary has developed these books, outstanding books, only 30 pages each, 2 books, 60 pages, 45 days, each day 45 minutes, and you make an adult literate. For all, for good. And the cost, you'll be amazed at the cost. Cost is $1.25 for making one adult literate. $1, $1.25 only. So why teaching should also look into people who are just literate, not very highly educated, would have problems not getting jobs, etc. So we've started a program where right now we are focusing on widows or their unmarried children, single mothers, and their unmarried children. 30,000 of them are being brought into the program of skill development. Already about 7,000 are in the program, and the pandemic has struck, so it's going to. Are you able to see now? Or? So strangely enough, I am unable to see. I don't know why. I should be. Just hold on, please. This doesn't happen. I mean, I do 10 Zoom calls in a day. I'm surprised this is happening here today.
Move to Barbados.
Just give me a...
President Shekhar.
Yeah, I think I will.
I think we got the place for you.
Good. Okay. So let me come to. I cannot see the picture, but I have it on my phone, so I'm seeing it on the phone. As long as you can see it there. It's the picture you see with a lot of children sitting there?
We're not able to see the pictures.
Oh, you cannot. Let me go ahead then without. Oh, yeah, you can. Can you now?
Yep. Now we can.
Friends, the next program, that next part, TAC, this is child development. In India, there's a lot of school dropout. While 94% of our children get into school, by the time they reach class 8, there is a 50% dropout in the schools. And various reasons, especially the girl child, they drop out because household chores. For boys, the mother or father want them to work with them. Migrant laborers, they keep moving, they get into jobs, etc. So we took it upon ourselves that we will 100,000 children we will send back to school. It's a tough job sending just one child back to school who's dropped out. These are children of sex workers, children of beggars, children of migrant laborers, etc. But we have been able to, with partnership with many other organizations, able to send out about 38,000 children back to school. And the success rate thereafter is huge. We set up 500 centers across India, and each of these children were taught, and 93% of them got to the mainstream schools, and they are still in school. And the last thing that in the program, the TEACH, T-E-A-C-H, is happy schools. We saw that the schools infrastructure, the government creates one, but at times the upkeep isn't so very good. So we ensured that these schools are going to be well painted and secure buildings, adequate separate toilets, washing stations, clean, adequate drinking water for students, play material, benches, etc. So these were the 9 items. If any club took up a school and did ensure that these 9 items were done there, they would be qualified to get a certificate which said that you have created a happy school. So friends, over the years, these are capital intensive. A lot of money goes into these each of these schools. But fortunately, the Rotarians across India have done more than 3,000 schools have been converted. And you can see, so on the left is a school before, and on the right hand side, you can see after. and getting painted and all. Below, if you see, this is how the children were. Look at their desks, and now look at the right-hand side, the room on the right-hand side. Similarly, you can see these two classrooms, one on the left, the other on the right. And this is the footprint of the TEACH program in India. So you can see at each of the states, we are there, and each different color means the TEACH program across India. There is not a single state where we have not been working, and with partnerships from different people. And our aspirational goals, as I mentioned, total literacy, e-learning in every classroom. So if you see our goal by 2025, if you see e-learning was 25 states by the year 2025, but we are achieving this year itself. Similarly, adult literacy, 60 million adults to be made literate. And then we will add this by the matching of the government. So these are the total goals of the program, a humongous program, but fortunately, because of the training that the Rotarians received, because of the structure that we had created for ensuring that people learned and understood what was to be done, the clubs have taken it up. Somebody takes up the child development program, somebody takes 2 programs, somebody has taken all 5 programs, and they've done it. But the sum total of it has become so impressive that the government now invites us to take our advice on matters of literacy. So the next adult literacy, the policy document is based on what Rotary discussed with the government of India, and their next methodology of reaching total literacy is based on what Rotary has advised to the government of India. So we take great pride in the fact that we have been able to hit the bull's eye absolutely. We didn't have to tweak the program even a little bit, and now we have partnerships with the government in each of the programs, TEACH. How has Rotary Foundation helped in these programs? That was, lately I saw that was what was expected me out of the discussion today. So the foundation, many happy schools were done with foundation global grants. E-learning, my own club did 2 grants for e-learning with global grants. Many teacher training programs have been done through global grants. Only the adult literacy program has had lesser number, and sending the children back to school, which is more a scholarship program, that's the only program that has not come out of Rotary Foundation because it doesn't get eligible under the activities of Rotary Foundation. But the foundation has been a huge support, and we have been able to do these projects along with the contribution from Rotary Foundation. And when it comes to Rotary Foundation, that means we have international partners across the world. So there are many from America, from Europe, from South Asia, etc. So friends, this is one of the most shining examples of how a program is conceived and then brought up to the national level. And one of the focus areas, having experienced this, not just in this program, in water sanitation, we have committed to the government of India that over the next 5 years, we will do 10% of the work that the government of India is going to do. So they are wanting to set up 100,000 check dams. Rotarians in India have committed that we will put up 10% of that. That is 10,000 check dams over a period of next 5.5 years. So it has brought huge credibility to the organization in India. If we go to any government department, whether it is health, it is water, sanitation, anything, environment, all of these ministers over the last 3 months have come and addressed us. They sang praises of about the work that Rotary has been doing. So I will just share 1 or 2 of these with Haresh. Haresh, you can circulate. Just everybody will feel nice that the largest democracy in the world, the top ministers, top 5 ministers, what they have to say about Rotary. And you can feel just as proud about it as I do. After all, the brand is Rotary. So what? You are in Barbados and I am in India. We all belong to the same organization. So I keep nowadays saying, having experienced this, I'm telling Nepal, and they have now done it. Now there is a Nepal, like we have Rotary India Literacy Mission, they have a Rotary Nepal Literacy Mission. There is a Rotary Pakistan Literacy Mission. There is a Rotary Bangladesh Literacy Mission. The e-learning program is now getting started both in Pakistan, Bangladesh, sorry, all three, Pakistan, Bangladesh and Nepal. They have to do it only in one language. We have to do it in 15 languages. But for them, it's just one language, very easy for them to do. And now we have understood how it is to be done. The next place to reach will be Africa. I know they need just the same or similar thing. I'm not saying the same thing. They can tweak the program. They can take from us the best practices. And what I'm trying to tell the governors, incoming governors and Rotary clubs is, in India, I have taken up, that's one of my slogans, and the countries, the Rotarians in our country are agreeing, Rotary's role in nation building. Our role, our programs and projects have to be of such a scale that we contribute not just to our community, but to the country itself. So when we gave this e-learning program, what did we do? We changed the education pedagogy for 100 million children in our country. So that is a nation building process. If we make India totally literate and we take the responsibility to do it in the next 5.5 years, I think we are playing a role in the nation building process. Just as all of us together played such a huge role in the world's health program when we eradicated polio from each of our countries. But friends, you have total literacy in your country. But there are so many countries in Africa which do not have total literacy. But these are small countries. How about speaking to them, finding out what the need is? And how about doing 5 districts in America, in Caribbean, coming together, in Europe, coming together, taking up one country at a time and changing the entire literacy system there. At least the e-learning thing can definitely be brought there. By experience, the total literacy program for adult literacy can be brought there. This is no rocket science, and now we know how it has been done. The same thing could be done for water, sanitation, any of the programs. For an organization which is 115 years old, which has such great membership, such great profile of membership, such great resources, and we have the legacy of polio eradication. For such an organization, it's important that our new goals are lofty goals. They should be goals which are far beyond us. Just as polio was a goal, I would say, beyond us. We did not expect it to take 35 years. We thought we'll finish it by the end of the century. It's 20 years over, more than the number of years we had, double the number of years it has taken. But so what? In the history of mankind, 35 years out of more than 2,000 years is very little. But to eradicate a disease is a huge thing. Some people in 1985 had the courage to say we will do this. We all need to have a courage to say yes in Africa, let's say in Ecuador or in Ecuador, or maybe some other country in Africa, Asia, maybe Nepal, maybe Bangladesh. We can start partnering and trying to one country at a time. And all it will take is 5 districts from areas who are strong, who do not have these problems, and who can support those other countries. So friends, the idea of sharing this process was that if this could be done in as big a country as India, the 2nd largest population in the world, geographically the number 5th country in the world, if it can be done there, I'm sure it can be done in a small country like Bangladesh, which is 1/20th our size. In Nepal, which is 1/25th our size. In Pakistan, which is probably 1/10th our size, not 1/10th, 1/5th our size. So together, let us put our minds together, our hearts together, more than minds, even the hearts together, and we will be able to make a lot of difference in this world. Thank you.
Thank you, President-elect Shekhar. Are you able to take some questions?
Sure.
I know that your schedule is packed. Are you having to leave at 10 on the dot?
No, it's okay. It so happens that this is my 7th Zoom meeting, but fortunately it's the last one.
Oh,
So that's okay. I'll take a few questions, not to worry.
Thank you very much. So our first question was, how do you manage this program in the rural area?
Hold on. Sorry. I forgot. I'm supposed to go to Brazil very soon. Hold on, please. I missed out their institute. I'm supposed to be there. Just give me a moment. I'll just check what time I'm supposed to be there.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just have about 5 to 7 minutes because I'll need to be there in another 10, 12 minutes.
Okay,
yeah,
no problem. We'll
I'll
make this.
take a couple of questions.
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to say that District 7030 is 17 countries. So the other members of my district are giving me stick for saying you need to come to Barbados. So I'm going to say move to District 7030 and your communication problems will not be a problem. So the question, President-elect Shekhar, was how do you manage this program in the rural areas?
And in fact, we do it only in the rural areas. Because that's where the need is. The urban area, so India is all ebony and ivory. You will find a jet-setting country. On the other side, there is a country which is extremely steeped in poverty. So you'll find a skyscraper, next to it is some hutment. So there is a large rural population, and we have gone and worked in the rural areas. So where we find that the Rotary presence is not so strong in the rural areas, we have partnered with other organizations to implement the program.
Wonderful. Okay, that's good. And can you explain a little bit more about the cost of that book? Is it the book or the program? How?
No, so I'll tell you. The book costs approximately $1. That's all, 60 pages only. $1 is the cost of the book. And there is $50 more for the examination process. So we expect that each of these people who becomes literate will also appear for an examination by a government agency. Now we also have a partnership agreement with that government agency where we have the authority. We are the only non-governmental organization which has the authority to conduct those exams also. So the cost of that is about $50. So the total program is $1.25. That's all, per person.
Per person. Wonderful. And the question that we have also here is, how can we use the adult literacy material in the Caribbean? We have a number of illiterate people over the age of 50. Okay.
So what I'll do is, I will send a soft copy either of the English version or the Hindi version to Haresh. Haresh or his wife will know Hindi. Haresh, do you know Hindi? You do. So he can see the Hindi version and then he can see whether this is applicable to your area or not. It would be. I mean, it's very simple. It just needs to be. So the language of the medium of instruction would be English in your case, right?
Yes. Well,
So
there's English. So our district is 3 languages: English, French, and Dutch. So, okay. But the Dutch speak English pretty well. It's the French that you'd have an issue with.
So I'll have this sent the coming week. Haresh will get it, and Haresh, you in turn can just see how it can fit in there. And if there is any help that is needed, we will only be very happy to help. If you would want, we'll get it. You can get it done, translated in French there. I can get it done even in Calcutta.
Okay, thanks very much. We'd appreciate that. Haresh, we're looking to you to send that to us, please. And then the last question before you go is, how do you treat with adults self-esteem issues and issues of embarrassment among adults who are illiterate coming forward to access these programs?
That is one part which needs to be, we need to inspire them. For example, we tell them this is now a national movement. Because of you, we don't want our country to be listed amongst not totally literate. Also, at times we tell them, next time, we also, the curriculum also has some financial literacy in it, functional literacy in it, which becomes important for their life. So we tell them nobody is going to be able to cheat you if you know how to read, write, open a bank account, etc. And I tell you, it is normally, the problem is with the men, not with the women. Women, the elderly or the illiterate women, they are ready to come in a group, and you saw the pictures, you did not see a man there. They were all women who were coming. But the next bastion is because men at times take it as a matter of ego that they don't want to be seen as illiterate. Women, because they hold the responsibility in India, the women are more homebound and they take care of the children. Another aspect to tell to them is your children will study better if at least you become literate.
Absolutely.
So these are things.
Yes. President-elect Shekhar, we are extremely honored. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Well, it's evening in where you are, and we know we appreciate your time. So thanks so much. We've learned a lot. I'm hoping to see you at the International Assembly. I have GE Louis from 7030 and Hugh from 980 on as well. So we're definitely looking forward to seeing you there.
Yes.
7030, thanks you so much. And we will definitely keep the flag flying for literacy here where we are. Thanks so much. Fellow Rotarians.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure having all of you here with us today. Do enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Bye-bye.